Hello everyone, this is Sean Williams back with you again. Today to review two recorders, the DS30, which will be designed I think for individuals who want a simplistic recorder, don't want many fancy features, and there will also be another recorder that I will be reviewing called the LS14. So that's for individuals who do want maybe more advanced features. Now, both recorders do talk. They are discontinued, but you can find these recorders if you search on eBay or Amazon. The DS30 was made in, I think, like 2008, 2009. The LS14 was made in, I think it was 2014. So these are very, very good recorders. I personally like the LS14 for recording podcasts, and I love the I love the LS14 for recording podcasts, and the DS30 for just dictating notes. They really have their use cases. So let's give a description of each recorder. Then I will show you a sample of the recorders. So we'll start with the LS14. There's a little little part of the recorder that kind of moves around a little bit, kind of wiggles. And this is the stereo microphone that comes with the DS30. And we'll start with that recorder. So you want this stereo microphone to be facing the ceiling. You want the screen, which is that little glass flat part, square, to be facing you. So you can remove the stereo microphone. It's 3.5mm microphone jack, and it just moves like that. Comes out rather, and you have an internal microphone that you can use if you don't want to use the stereo microphone. So we plug this back in. Might have to twist it around a little bit because there are two little knobs that the recorder needs to sit in, or that the microphone needs to sit in. As the recorder, because the recorder has two little slots for those knobs to fit in. So you do need to twist the microphone around a little till it snaps in. You can feel it snap in, and you have stereo microphones again. So let's go down. We have, as I stated before, a square screen. Below that we have F1, F2, F3. F2 is going to assist you in selecting your folders. Below that we have 4 arrow keys that are easily feelable, and those are up, down, left, right. So if we go clockwise, start at 12, we go up, then right, down, then left. So and then in the center there is the play button. So those are the arrow keys on the play button. Below that and to the left is the delete button. Now let's start on the left side of the recorder, again with the microphones facing the ceiling and the screen facing towards you. We have a headphone jack, 3.5mm headphone jack, and a microphone volume switch. Now, if you feel the switch with them, of course, the headphone jack facing to the left of you, and it's going to be closest to the microphone, so it's going to be up toward the ceiling, toward the ceiling, toward the top of the recorder. In other words, this switch that I'm referring to is right below that headphone jack, and this again is the microphone volume switch. So if I have the switch all the way down, it is at low volume. Flick it up, you'll hear a physical click, and that is the middle. Flick it up again, and that's as high as the microphone can go. So I'm flipping it back to the low. There is a cover you'll feel like there is a cover that needs to be taken off below that switch. That is for the mini USB port, which you can hook this recorder up to be your microphone if you want to use this as an external microphone or an external speaker. Speaker's okay, but just like for example a book player, main job is to play something, so it's bound to have a good speaker. The recorder's main job is to record something, isn't it? So it's going to have a good microphone. I'm saying that because the speaker is okay, it's not the best. Now let's move on to the right side of the recorder. We have, from top to bottom, we have record/pause, we have stop, we have play. And the play button can also be used as a speed control when you want to play your file at a fast speed. There's also a switch that is spring loaded and also can be flicked up. When you flick the switch up, that locks your recorder, so you can't accidentally press buttons. If you flick the switch down and you turn the recorder on, then it's a spring loaded switch. Below that switch is a spot, I think, for a lanyard. There definitely is one of those on the LS14, but I think it's present here as well. The battery door is at the very bottom. This recorder, DS30, takes 2 AAA batteries, and that's at the bottom with the door that has a little ridge. You pull that ridge if you want to access the battery door. Pull it away from the recorder, kind of, it slides off and up, and you insert 2 AAAs. So that's a description of the recorder, except for the back, which contains the speaker. So this is what the recorder's speaker sounds like before I hook it up to the interface. Just turn it on. So I'll play something.
Apparently I lost my brain a couple seconds ago.
That was a failed podcast yesterday where I was trying to make this podcast. This will be my 4th attempt. Sorry about that, but I would accidentally press the wrong key combination, etc., etc. So that's kind of what the speaker sounds like a little bit. I'll just...
Sorry about that. This is a test of the Olympus DS30.
So that's what the recorder sounds like. Now I'm going to hook this up to the interface. I'm going to turn it off. So clear distinction between on and off. And this recorder, it does not have very much storage. It has megabytes of storage instead of any gigabytes of storage. So very small storage, but this recorder does record in WMA format, and I'll show you the recording mode setting. You can have it set on LP mode. In fact, I made a sample recording that I will be playing on LP mode, and we'll just go through the menu really quick, because really a lot of this stuff, if not everything, is going to be available in the DS30. Actually, everything that this thing can do is available in the is available in LS14. Excuse me. I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to plug the recording into the recorder into the audio interface. I'll be right back. Okay, so now it's plugged into the audio interface, and I'm just going to pull that spring-loaded switch down. There we go. It's on. Oops, I held it down for too long. There we go. Turning it on right now. There we go. Alright, so now to access the menu, we need to hit the enter key. We need to press the enter key, press and hold.
Recording mode setting.
So both recorders do have voice guidance. So let's go down the menu, and I'll come and show you some things that are different. I'm going to hit the down arrow.
VCVA setting.
I never use that.
Timer recording setting.
That's not accessible.
Low cut filter setting.
Or if it is.
Preset 1.
Yeah, we don't even know what preset 1 is.
Setting will be
Hold on.
microphone sensitivity setting. Recording folder setting. Recording mode setting.
Okay, this actually...
Time setting.
Okay, the time setting definitely won't be accessible. Nope, it will not. So I'm going to hit stop to get out of here. Some of the things in there would be accessible, but I wouldn't suggest using that. Let's see, so I need to get back into the menu.
Recording VC Timer. Low cut filter setting.
Low cut filter.
Playback speed setting.
There's the playback speed.
Noise cancellation setting. Voice filter setting. Playback mode setting. Skip interval setting. Alarm playback setting.
That's not accessible.
Backlight setting. LED lamp setting. Contrast.
It has very good contrast, both recorders I think do.
Voice guidance setting. Beep sound setting. Erase lock setting. File move setting. Folder name setting. Format menu. USB setting. Time and date setting. Power save setting. External input setting. System information. Recording mode setting.
That's it. So let's go through the recording modes.
STXQ mode.
That's the highest. Again, recorded in WMA only, no MP3 or WAV. If you want that, you may want to listen for the LS14.
STHQ mode.
We're getting lower quality.
HQ mode. SP mode. LP mode. STXQ mode.
So there you go. We'll have this set.
STXQ mode set. VCVA setting.
Again, that's
Off.
off or on. I don't use that.
On. Off.
We'll go back.
Timer recording setting.
Timer recording, we already looked at that.
Low cut filter setting. Off.
I just press enter and I have low cut filter off.
Playback speed
I hit
setting.
left arrow to get out of there. Now I hit down arrow. Playback speed.
Slow playback. Fast playback. Slow playback.
Slow or fast playback. So you can choose, or you can just hit the play button while a file is playing.
Noise cancellation setting.
Noise cancellation.
Off.
I do have that off, but
High. Low. Off.
I didn't change anything, so it should still say off.
Off.
That's a cool thing. It saves your settings, just like the LS14 will.
Voice filter setting.
Alright, voice filter, I don't use that, but
Off. Playback mode setting.
we'll go in here.
Playback file.
Alright, playback file. If you want to...
Repeat playback.
Okay, this is different on the LS14. So, playback mode setting, you can playback file, you can playback a file by hitting play, or repeat playback, have that repeat, or
Folder playback.
if you hit play, it'll play back the folder,
Folder repeat.
or repeat the folder,
All files playback.
or all files playback.
All files repeat. Playback file.
So that's set on playback file, so I'm not going to change it.
Skip interval setting.
Okay, skip interval. This is on the LS14 as well.
Skip. Reverse skip. Skip.
So I'm going to show you that here, so that way I don't need to show you it on the LS14, but
File skip. 10-second skip.
down arrowing.
30-second skip. 1 minute skip. 5 minute skip. 10 minute skip. File skip.
So we'll left arrow, down arrow.
Reverse skip.
What I don't like about this is sometimes it won't tell you what you're on. Actually, it's not telling me what I'm on when I'm left arrowing. So reverse file skip, or reverse skip.
Reverse skip. File skip. 1 second skip. 2 second skip. 3 second skip. 4 second skip.
Never had this.
5-second skip.
This thing is not on the LS14. I mean, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. That'd be a little bit weird.
10-second skip. 30-second skip. 1 minute skip. 5-minute skip. 10-minute skip. File skip.
And that's it.
Skip. Reverse skip. Skip.
We'll go down.
Alarm playback setting.
That's not accessible.
Backlight setting.
You can turn that off, which I hope this is off. Off. Good.
LED lamp setting.
Turn that off if you can't see anything.
Off. Contrast.
Again, I already mentioned contrast is good.
Voice guidance setting.
So let's look in here.
On
pressing
and
enter.
off setting.
On and off setting.
Guidance speed setting.
So we'll press enter, and then what's nice is you're mostly pressing the down arrow and the enter key. So we'll hit enter.
Normal speed.
That's normal speed.
Fast speed.
I just up arrowed.
Slow speed. Normal speed.
I've hit left arrow to not change anything, and it's not telling me what I'm landing on. So if I hit left, or if I hit enter,
Normal speed.
we're on normal speed.
Volume set.
So
Guidance
okay,
speed.
guidance speed,
Volume setting.
settings,
Volume middle. Volume high. Volume high set. On and off set. Volume high. Volume middle.
that's better.
Volume middle set.
Good. So now if we go down,
On and
actually we're gonna hit left to get into the main menu.
beep. Voice guidance setting. Beep sound setting. On.
Just hit enter. On,
Off.
off,
On.
on. So it is on. Go down.
Erase lock setting. Off.
So if you don't want to erase a file and you want to lock the erase, you can.
On. Off. File move setting.
File move. If I hit this,
Please select the file you want to move.
yeah, that's not easy. So the LS14, you definitely can move a file.
Folder name setting.
That's not accessible.
Format menu.
Format menu to show you this is a real voice and not just some kind of synthesizer. I'm gonna purposely go in here.
Cancel.
I'm gonna start formatting
Start formatting.
and listen to what this sounds like.
If you initialize, all data stored within the memory will be deleted, and you cannot use voice guidance and alarm. Please read the instruction manual for details. Choose Start again for initialization.
I'm gonna hit cancel.
Cancel. Cancel formatting. USB setting.
So
USB
USB setting. This is where you select
Audio class.
audio class if you want it to be a microphone / speaker.
Storage class.
Storage class if you want it to be a storage device. I have it selected on audio class.
Time and date setting.
That's not accessible. When you put batteries in this recorder, this will start up with voice guidance on. Don't worry about the clock, just press enter, and then obviously you want voice guidance on, so voice guidance will come on by default on
Power save setting.
both recorders. And here you have
5 minutes. 10 minutes. 30 minutes.
basically how long do you want it before it turns off the power.
1 hour. Off.
And I think I have it off.
5 minutes.
Oops. Do I? Let's see.
Time. Power. 5. 5 minutes.
Apparently I set it on 5 minutes, but I want it on off.
Offset.
There.
External input
So
setting.
it pops you out of that menu again once you have something set. External input. So if I go in here,
Auto input select.
So if I plug in something to the microphone or anything like that, the port, it's going to automatically determine whether it's stereo or mono or
Stereo input. Auto input select.
stereo input or auto input, which I have auto input selected. Down arrow.
System information. External input setting.
Okay.
System information.
System information that's not accessible.
Recording mode setting.
And we're back to where we started from. So I'm going to hit the stop button to get out of the menu. And so this is a sample of the regular. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause this recording. I'm going to make a sample of the internal microphone, how that sounds, and then I'll play you guys back what it sounds like in the highest quality and the lowest quality. Hang on a second. Okay, so I've connected, like I said, to the interface, and now I'm going to show you guys again. Like I was saying, I did a recording of the lowest playback on the DS30 and the highest playback on the DS30, as well as what it sounds like on the highest playback of with the internal microphone. So here we go. I'm going to play them now. Okay, so I just did a recording in LP mode using the internal microphone, and I also have some recording samples of me using the recorder with the stereo microphone. So this is kind of a sensitive recorder. There's no doubt denying. There's no point in denying that. So here is a demo of the internal microphone first, then we'll go to the stereo. Hey guys, this is a recording on the microphone. Just trying to see where the microphone is so you can tell you guys. Oh, I found it. Okay. Whoa. Yep, definitely found the microphone. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure it was recording. I'm going to play that over again. Okay. Hey guys, this is a recording on the microphone. Just trying to see where the microphone is so you can tell you guys. Oh, I found it. Okay. Whoa. Yep, definitely found the microphone. Okay. The microphone is actually, you know those knobs I was telling you about? Those little ports where the stereo microphone connects to the recorder, where you have to twist the stereo microphone around. One, I think, is actually the internal microphone on the right, and the left is kind of like a noise canceling microphone that doesn't actually do anything. But this is the internal mic on the left, or sorry, not on the left. This is the internal mic on the dictation mode, the low level, and it's very sensitive, like really sensitive. So if you can hold this recorder, this recorder is kind of sensitive. So if you fiddle around with it too much, it's not going to come out very well. If I put the microphone on the middle, yes, I can definitely tell this is different, and a lot of handling of the recorder is not good at all with the internal. And now I'm going to put it on high. Okay, now it's on high, and it should be very, very low. So even just touching the recorder, it's very, very, very sensitive, and touching the mic is very sensitive, and you don't want to get too close to the microphone. So let's turn it back down low. Alright, that is a test of the internal microphone. And let's see. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop now. Actually, I'm going to hit pause on the recording to show you that it does indeed pause. And now we'll stop the recording. Okay, so now we're going to hear a demo of the LP mode. So this should be the lowest quality. That was the highest quality. Now this is the lowest quality. Hi everyone, this is a demo of LP mode. I figured that I was going to give you a demo of the internal microphone using the high quality mode. I might as well give you demo the lowest quality mode. This is just on dictation. I'm going to first show you what the recorder is like when I'm holding it on all three modes. I'll show you what it's like when I'm not holding it on all three modes. This is the middle mode. This is LP mode, and again, the middle quality. And we'll show you the high quality now. This is what you'd use for like a concert or a conference or anything. I don't know why you'd want to use LP mode if you're really trying to save space. Now I'm just going to move the recorder back to the lowest microphone quality, set the recorder down, and just move the microphone up a notch. This is the middle quality. Just trying to test out the LP mode, or just give you a sample of what the internal microphone is capable of picking up. This is the internal microphone picking up LP mode in the highest microphone setting. We'll stop there. Okay, so that was a demo of how good or how bad you want the recorder to sound. So again, this does record in WMA, but that was a description of and demo of the DS30. Now we're going to give you a description and demo, or we already, I'll give you a description and demo of the LS14. Okay, I'm back with the LS14. I have to get DS out of my mind. Anyway, oh, one thing I did not show you. Hold on, we're not back with the LS14 at all. One thing I do need to play for you is the quality of the stereo microphones. I apologize about that. Got a little ahead of myself. Hang on. Now let's play that sample, and then we'll jump into the description of the LS14. Apologize for that. Okay, this is a test using the stereo microphone. This is to the left. This is in the middle. This is to the right. I'm using the dictation mode now. Now I'm just going to set this down. Yeah, that's a very, very sensitive stereo mic. Anyway, this is what it sounds like. I'm trying to just lean back, see what the stereo mic sounds like in dictation mode. And now I'm going to pick up the recorder, which again, this is very sensitive. I'm going to turn it up a notch to dictation mode. So let's say we were talking, it's best to really hold this recorder up with the mics facing the ceiling. This is definitely to the right. You can tell it's to the right. This is in the middle. That's about in the middle. This is far left. This is what it sounds like. I'm just going to put this on the table. Alright, yeah, this is me leaning back toward in my chair with the microphones facing away from me, but the recorder laying down. This is how much sound you'll get from the stereo microphone. Now I'm going to put it on high for concert. This is the high quality, just with the recorder laying down. So we go to the right, the middle, and we go to the left. So there you go, that's a sample. Now I'm going to pick up the recorder. Actually, pause the recorder. Alright, as I pause the recorder, now I'm holding the microphone as if I were going to talk into it. I think we're in the middle right now. This is the left over here. This is again the middle. This is the right over here. So this is a sample of the stereo microphone on the DS30. Apologize for just jumping into the LS14 without giving you a sample. So let's play it back. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's actually start with a description of the DS30, because that is the next item on our agenda. So this recorder, unlike the LS14, unlike the DS30, wow, I need to get my recorder straight. I just apologize. This is the LS14. Unlike the DS30, it comes with a very, very nice padded case. It's a case that has a zipper, and it's a really nice case with a little tag on the left of the case. The zipper is facing to the left. It's a rectangular recorder. It's much bigger than the DS30. Let's make you guys hungry for a second, okay? The DS30 is like a little miniature Twix candy bar, Milky Way candy bar, Butterfinger candy bar, whatever candy bar you can think of that's the best candy bar you can think of. Whatever one makes your mouth water. Then let's imagine a bigger version of that candy bar, still kind of a rectangular shape. Let's imagine like a Kit Kat or a Hershey bar. It's a little bit bigger and wider. I'm taking the recorder out of its case right now. The screen is definitely a lot bigger on the recorder, but let's start how we did from before. Going from microphone, then the front, then the left, then the right. So we have two microphones. They look a little interesting. They look kind of like I would say, kind of like little, not really like little ears, but they're microphones pointed at a 90-degree angle. So there's the left microphone, very feelable, and you would think that this recorder would be very, very sensitive, but I don't think it is. There is a microphone that kind of has like a speaker feeling shape to it. That is the central microphone, which you can turn on or off. And there is a microphone to the right, which is the stereo microphone, which is a really good, this is the right stereo microphone, I should say. And this is built in, this isn't removed, which I kind of like that it's built in. I mean, removable microphones sure are cool, I guess, but still, I rather like it this way. This is nice. So let's move to the left. We have a headphone port, which actually I will be using to connect it to the interface. So let's plop that in there right now, actually, while I'm thinking about it. Sorry about that. There we go. Sorry for the staticky noise. Anyway, it's plugged in. Now, below the headphone port on the left side, we have a remote port. I don't use this. I've never needed to use the remote. I suppose if you stick it in the recorder in your pocket and you need to hit play or record or whatever, I'm assuming Olympus does sell remotes, but it's a very tiny headphone-like jack. Below that we have a USB mini port, but it's not covered like it was in the DS30. The LS14, you can easily feel the USB port, and this can be used to get files off of it, like we demonstrated before, or it can be used as a speaker. It cannot be used as a microphone. So instead of audio class and storage class, they call it composite, which means use it for a speaker in this case, or storage class, which this recorder actually is worth buying because it's 4 gigs of storage built in, plus you can store an SD card, a standard digital SD card in there. While I'm on the topic of storage, now I have a 32 gigabyte SD card in the recorder itself right now, and I have it set to record on the SD card, which I'll show you. But I don't know what it can handle, what its max capability can handle, but I do have 32 gigabytes. Now let's go move on onto the description. But all that has to do with the USB port, because that of course is for storage and stuff like that. Now below the USB port, there is a switch. It's a spring-loaded switch, like the DS30. Which I have the DS30 right beside me. Let me just look at something here. The DS30 switch actually, if you want to talk about comparison, that's on the right. The LS14 switch is on the left, and it has nice little tactile feel to it. The DS30, going back really quick, had like a little point on the switch. Kind of looked the same as the microphone volume switch. So that's actually not good. But this, thankfully, only has one switch. It's a spring-loaded switch. You can hold it down to turn on the recorder, and if you just let it spring back up and you flick the switch up, it will tell you verbally that means the recorder will tell you verbally that the keypad has been locked. So there's a key lock switch on this as well. So on the very bottom corner of the left side of the digital recorder, there is a lanyard mount, or a lanyard spot where you can put this through a lanyard to put it on your wrist or what have you. Now let's move to the right side of the recorder. There is a microphone, 3.5 millimeter microphone jack. There is a 3.5 millimeter line-in jack, so that's good when they're separate like that. And there's a door that conceals your SD card. Take your fingernail, open the door up, and you have the SD card clearly ready for you to push on, and it'll spring back out, and push it back in, and it'll spring back in. So we'll shut the door, and that's that. Now there is a nice grip type material on the sides, the bottom sides of the recorder, and we'll now discuss the front of the recorder. There's that screen I was telling you about. It's a square screen, but much bigger than the DS30. There's F1, F2, and F3. They can be pretty useful to getting you into folders, and even escaping out of menus. So it's pretty neat. They're pretty neat menus. You can also use F2 to move or copy a file, which is really cool as well. Below that we have, from left to right, play, stop, record. We also have an up and down, left and right arrow keys, but they're not separated. You can't physically feel all four of them. It's just a round circle. In the middle is a bigger play button than the DS30. Then we have a dial. There's that. There's a smart setting that allows you to adjust, or basically allows you to record at the level that you want to record at. So it's called smart mode. There's quick mode, which allows you to record, and the recorder will make the adjustments for you, the microphone adjustments. There is manual, where you can adjust the microphone volume by hitting volumes left and right, and tuner, which I think is for music. So on the left, I do need to tell you about one button I did not tell you. There's the delete button, and that is right below that's on the very left side of the recorder. I didn't tell you about it because it was not on the left side. So on the left button, or the left front of the recorder, we have the delete button. And as I mentioned, we have the dial that has a nice little pointer, and we have a menu button above that dial to the right, and that describes the front of the recorder. Now the back of the recorder, we have a speaker. It's a pretty good speaker. We have a thread mount if you want to use an accessory that comes with this, but it's basically a clip for your microphone stand. So you can clip this recorder onto your microphone stand and just not have to worry about holding the recorder should you have a microphone stand or should you wish to. The accessory simply screws into the thread of the recorder, and the hole in the back, and you can use, like I said, to clip onto a microphone stand. The battery door has a little button. You push it, the battery door literally slides off instead of open, slides off, and you can insert two AA's in there. So two AA's instead of AAA's, I think, is really cool. So that is a description of the recorder. Now let's turn it on. You'll notice, there you go.
Battery level high.
So this tells you your battery level. So let's say you do have rechargeable batteries in here. You don't need them, rechargeable batteries, but let's say you want them. It'll tell you your battery level, which is really, really neat. So let's hit menu, because actually I want to show you let's hit menu. I already told you about the dial, but it will tell you what you're on. For example,
manual mode. Manual mode. Smart mode. Tuner mode. Quick mode. Smart mode.
So I'm on smart mode right now, but let's hit menu and explore the menus, because there are multiple menus.
Record menu.
There's a record menu. We'll hit enter on that.
Mic gain setting.
So mic gain setting, I have mic gain on high because I want it to be as clear as possible.
High.
So I have high, but watch what happens when I hit left arrow.
Mic gain setting.
It tells you what you are on. That's for the most part, that's what this recorder does that I don't see on the DS30. The DS30 does not do that at all. The LS14 is way better.
Limiter setting.
Let's go down arrow. So limiter makes sense on this because if I hit enter on limiter, voice. So I talk. I don't sing very much. You know, I'm not going to use this for singing because if we go down,
off.
Oops. Yeah, there's off. You definitely don't want limiter off. Do not turn limiter off. Music. But I want it on voice. And I have not changed anything, so I'm going to hit left arrow.
Limiter setting.
I'm going to hit enter to show you that it has not changed anything.
Voice.
Now it's on voice.
Limiter setting.
I'm going to go down.
Rec format setting.
So rec format, let me just look at the interface volume really quick. Okay, it's good. Alright, so rec format setting, it can record in PCM and MP3, WAV or MP3. Let's go in here.
MP3 mode.
What do I have it set on MP3?
320 kilo BPS.
So I'm going to purposely down arrow and not select anything, but show you what options you have.
203 monaural.
I'm going to up arrow actually. So monaural, I'm going to up arrow.
128 kilo BPS.
So monaural is mono, but now if I up arrow, it said 128 kbps, and we'll up arrow again.
256 kilo BPS. 320 kilo BPS.
And
monaural.
And we're back to monaural, but I have it set on
MP3
left
mode.
arrow. Now I'm going to hit enter. Oops, hold on.
MP 320 kilo BPS.
Yep. So it stayed on that. Good.
MP3 mode.
MP3 mode. Down arrow.
PCM mode.
PCM mode. What do I have it set on?
44.1 kilohertz 16 bits.
I'm going to down arrow. I'm going to up arrow.
40, 80, 90 monaural.
All right. So now that's mono wave. But if we go up,
44.1 kilohertz 16 bits.
I have that set because most players play that, and they're just happy like that. You know, they just play. Most players will play 44.1 kHz, so I have it set that way.
48 kilohertz 16 bits. 88.2 kilohertz 24 bits.
I'm just up arrowing.
96 kilohertz 24 bits. Monaural.
So 16 and 24 bits. So I'm gonna left arrow.
PCM mode.
Enter.
44.1 kilohertz 16 bits.
And I'm fine with that. I'm gonna left arrow.
PCM mode.
Left arrow again to get out of here.
Rec format setting.
Go down.
Low cut filter setting.
I never use that, but that's
off. Low plug-in power setting.
Plug-in power setting. So I've been fiddling around trying to figure out what that is. I believe that's if you, for example, plug in a microphone, or if you plug in a line-in cable, you can basically tell it whether you want it to switch to the microphone, for example. But I have it on because I do want to plug in my binaural mics, and this records very well with external binaural mics, by the way. I'm at a left arrow.
Plug-in power setting.
Let's go down.
Microphone select setting.
This is where you turn off the central microphone.
Central microphone on. Central microphone off.
So central microphone is on, but I'm going to leave that on.
Microphone select.
You can turn that off should you wish.
Pre-recording setting.
Pre-recording, I don't use that. I have that on off. I don't want it to pre-record.
Recording monitor setting.
Recording monitor. You do want this on if you are doing what I'm doing, which is listening to what you're recording through headphones. You do want recording monitor on. That's not. I don't believe that is not going to monitor your microphone like normal. That's just like if you want headphone monitoring, which I do. Because I've not seen that monitor, like adjust my microphone or anything like that. I think my problems when I used to have smart mode set to adjust to the loudest environment, I would have music, so it would it wouldn't adjust as fast as it would as far as like voice or anything like that. Or I didn't have it on the correct limiter setting. So let's go up.
Recording monitor setting.
So I have that on.
On.
Yep, I do. Now left arrow,
monitor.
down arrow,
Smart setting.
smart setting. So this is interesting.
Endless.
Endless. I have it on endless. Let's up arrow.
1 minute.
Oops, down arrow.
Endless. 1 minute.
Oops, okay. Sorry.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
30 seconds.
So basically after 10 seconds, it will listen for 10 seconds, then it'll start recording. Listen for 30 seconds, it'll start recording. Listen for
1 minute.
and it will start recording. And we go down.
Endless.
Endless. I don't want it to start recording. I want to tell it to when I want to start recording. If I hear a really loud noise, I want to press record because sorry, I want to press record and I want to have it record at that level. That's basically what smart mode is. If you have it as if you hear a loud sound, it will adjust its microphone to that sound. When you hit record, then it will stay at that level, and you can adjust the microphone should you wish using left or right arrows. Like I've had it where I didn't like what smart mode set it at, so I adjusted it to turn the mics all the way up. So we'll go down, or yeah, up actually. But we're on endless. So if I hit left arrow, it just said smart setting. So if I press enter, endless, good.
Smart setting.
Now let's go down.
Metronome menu.
Metronome, don't mess with that because some things speak, some things don't. It's just it's not worth going into. It's semi-accessible, but I mean I will. But tempo can't do anything.
Select sound.
Select sound. It'll say
metronome sound 1.
We can't hear it.
Metronome sound 2. Metronome sound 2. Metronome sound 1. Set. Metronome sound 1. Metronome sound 2. Metronome sound.
Yeah, we don't even get to hear the
sound.
We don't even get to hear the metronome.
Tempo.
Nothing.
Volume setting. Volume 5.
Anyway, like I said,
beat.
we don't get to hear the beat.
Select sound.
And we'll go
metronome menu.
Down. I left arrow. I got out of the sub menus. Now I'm back in the recording mode menu.
Mic gain setting.
And we're back to mic gain setting.
Record menu.
Record menu. Sorry. We'll down arrow to play.
Display
Oops,
and sound.
I apologize.
Menu.
Display and sound. We'll go in here.
Backlight setting.
Backlight, just like on the DS30, off.
Contrast.
Contrast is really good.
LED lamp setting.
Off.
Beep sound setting.
That's going to be interesting. So if we go here.
Volume 2.
Volume 2.
Volume 3. Volume 3.
So volume 3.
Volume 1. Off.
So I have it on volume 2.
Volume 2.
But you can turn the beep.
Sound
You can turn the beep off, and it's nice that there's a volume for the beep as well. So let's go down.
Language select menu.
Now this is kind of cool. Voice guidance has languages on this menu, or on this recorder. So we'll hit enter.
English.
English.
Spanish.
Let's hear what Spanish sounds like.
Opciones establecidas. Configurar la guía del operador de voz. Menú de selección por voz. Español. Francés.
Let's hit this.
Réglage achevé. Paramétrer l'aide vocale. Menu de sélection de la langue. Paramétrer le son système. Menu de sélection de la langue.
I think that's the language.
Français. Anglais.
Set. Voice guidance setting.
There's the voice guidance setting. Let's go in here.
On and off setting.
On and off, just like before.
Guidance speed setting.
And this one will actually do...
Speed 3.
We're on speed 3 right now.
Speed 4. Speed 5.
Here's speed 1.
Speed 1. Speed 2. Speed 3.
Well, left arrow.
Guidance speed setting. Speed 3. Guide volume setting.
And there's volume.
Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5.
There's volume 5.
Volume set. Volume set. On and off setting. Volume setting. Volume 4. Volume 3. Set. On and off setting.
That's the voice guidance.
Guidance speed setting. Volume setting. On. Voice guidance setting. Backlight setting.
I turn that off.
Contrast. LED
And
lamp.
we're wrapping
Display
around.
and sound menu.
Alright, I'm going to hit up arrow.
Record menu.
I'm going to go to the right.
Play menu.
Play menu. Let's go in here.
Playback mode setting.
So this is interesting. If we go in here.
Playback area setting.
So
Repeat playback setting. Playback area.
let's go in playback area.
Playback file.
Playback file, just like the other one.
Folder playback. Playback file.
Playback file, folder, playback.
Playback area. Repeat playback. Off. On. Off.
So repeat playback.
Repeat playback setting.
And we can turn on or off. So just easier to get to on or off, repeat. You want to play back the folder or the file when you hit the play button. So it's just a lot of menu options taken away from the DS30 just to make, and less menu options here, but still to accomplish the same task. So
Playback area
that's,
setting.
you know, if you hit play, what do you want to do? Do you want to play back the file, the folder, or do you want to repeat the file or repeat the folder when you hit within the playback? So we'll get out of here.
Playback mode setting. Skip interval setting.
The skip interval setting.
Playback mode.
Okay.
Skip.
We'll skip.
File skip.
So what happens when you hit the right arrow? There's file skip, which I have it set on. Down arrow.
10-second skip. File skip. 10-second skip. 30-second skip. 1 minute skip. 5 minute skip. 10 minute skip. File skip.
There's skip.
Skip. Reverse skip.
Down arrowing to reverse skip.
File skip. 5-second skip. 10-second skip. 30-second skip.
Oops.
10-second skip. 30-second skip. 1 minute skip. 5 minute skip. File skip.
There we go.
Reverse skip. File skip.
Good.
Skip. Files.
Perfect.
Skip.
Just making sure that skip and reverse skip were set correctly.
Reverse skip.
Let's get out of
Skip
here.
Interval.
So it's
setting.
basically up arrowing, down arrowing, and then left arrowing to get out of a menu, or selecting something, and then it'll get you out of the menu. So
Playback mode. Skip interval setting.
we'll left arrow to get out of this menu.
Play menu.
Good. So we're out of the play menu.
Device setting.
Device setting. This is interesting.
Memory select.
So where do you want to record your files to? Let's see. So it remembers if you recorded on the SD card. Let's say you select,
SD card.
which I have it selected, and it remembers it. You can take out the batteries. You can put the new batteries in. It'll remember that the SD card is selected. If you take out the SD card, it will say something like switched to internal memory. Had to get the ED in there. If you put the SD card in there, it will say switch to SD card, and you can say yes or no. So let's go down.
Internal memory.
Internal memory, which is 4 gigs of storage, but I want a left arrow.
Memory. Power save setting.
Power save setting, just like we saw on the DS30, I have power save off, but we saw the different options there, but I'll go ahead and show you because we're almost done with this.
Off. 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
Basically 5 minutes. You want the power to turn off after 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
30 minutes. 1 hour. Off.
And I just said no, don't turn the power off. It's fine.
Power save setting.
Basically minutes of inactivity. So let's go down.
Time and date setting.
That's not accessible, unfortunately.
USB setting.
For this recorder, anyway. Now, I told you about the composite and the storage, so if I go...
USB connection setting.
The USB connection setting, let's go in here.
PC connection.
PC connected is what I want.
AC adapter connection.
If you want to charge the recorder, the USB, you can, apparently.
Variable.
I would guess with the rechargeable batteries. Variable, it'll ask you, hey, do you want this to be a storage device? Or do you want this to be a PC device? Or do you want this to be an AC adapter?
PC connection.
Now, I'm going to left arrow, even though I've arrowed down through all these settings, using down arrow and up arrow.
USB connection
Now, I'll
setting.
show you. It will say PC connection.
PC connection.
Left arrow.
USB connection setting.
We're going to down arrow through the USB menu.
USB class setting.
So this is the composite, which is audio. Remember, the speaker only. You can use this as an external speaker only, not microphone. And there is a storage class. So if I go in here,
Storage class.
right now it's set on storage class because I don't want to use it for,
Composite.
but I do want to use it for.
Storage class.
So I'm going to left arrow, and I don't need to really left arrow out of when I get to storage class. So I'm going to purposely go to composite.
Composite.
A left arrow.
USB class setting.
I'm going to enter,
Storage class.
and it remembers that I used it for storage class, even when you would turn it off.
USB class setting.
I'm going to left arrow out of here. You can see there are a lot more settings in here, in this recorder.
USB setting. Reset setting.
There's a reset setting if you want to reset the recorder.
Format menu.
There is a format. I have formatted the SD card. That is accessible.
Memory information.
That's not accessible.
System information.
That's not accessible.
Memory select.
Okay, memory select, and we just did that.
Power.
So
Memory select.
I'm going to hit F3 to escape. Now, let's talk more advanced. Let's say you want to edit a file or trim a file. You can do that accessibly. I'm not sure if it has to be a WAV file in order to do this or not, but you can trim a file. Let's say we're talking about Braille displays, and you say, I have a Braille display, and of course you would have to have silence to do this, but let's say you wanted to record something. Actually, I'm sorry, this would actually be overdub, not trimming. And you want to record something that says, I have a Focus 40 Blue, which I do have a Focus 40 Blue. But you can go to that spot, and I believe you press F2 to do this while playing a file. It will play the file, and it has the F2 key, by the way, has a minus sign on it, or like a minus sign. I think of it in Braille anyway, kind of like .36. Anyway, my point is that when you press F2 while it's playing, it will overdub, and it will, if you get to the spot where you want to say I have a Focus 40 Blue, and let's say you record, you press record when you want to overdub. The cool thing is that it will record another file. So let's say you make a mistake, you say I have a Hemsbraille, oops, and then you stop the recording really quick. You can delete that I have a Hemsbraille, oops, and say, and go back to the spot where you were needing to insert, and you can say I have a Focus 40 Blue, by the way. And it's pretty neat. And then trimming is a little bit interesting. Now, I've not tried these, but these are accessible. So you can, with trimming, you can pick a spot. Let's say you want to keep a spot. You can put a marker to start trimming, where to start trimming, a marker to end the trimming. It's pretty neat what you can do with the LS14. So that's a little bit more advanced setting than not something I'm going to go into. But I do want to give you a test of how this microphone sounds. So I'm going to be recording. I'm going to be recording on the SD card. So that's fine. I'm just going to hit record. So right now, do I have on smart setting?
Smart mode.
So smart mode. All right. So let's see how this sounds. So now it's in standby. When I just hit record, it's in standby. It's listening to what I'm doing. And I don't hear anything through the headphones because it is waiting for me to get to a loud point. I want to record right now. There we go. Now it is recording, and now should be recording using the the central microphone, the right microphone, the left microphone, Sorry, I just paused it by accident. And if I touch it, yep, there's the left microphone right there. So you can see that I'm holding it. I'm just accidentally, let's say I accidentally jiggle it. It's not going to be that sensitive. Like the DS30, it was horrible. Like I could even hear that it was sensitive. It was really, really bad actually. But let's say I turn up the microphone. Let's say I don't like the way smart mode is. Let's say I'm listening through headphones and I don't like the volume it's set at. And I do this anyway, even if smart mode has set a correct volume. I turn the volume up on the mic by pressing the right arrow. I press it a few times. I'm going to hold it. And it's just turning it up gradually. There we go. Yes. Okay, so it has turned it up. Yeah, I can definitely tell if I move the recorder around, I don't think I'm not hearing anything. No, it's not horribly sensitive like the DS30, excuse me. But I am going to just make sure that the microphone's all the way turned up. It is. So now I'm gonna put this recorder on hold. There we go. And now I'm just talking, and it's pretty neat actually. I'm going to set the recorder on the table. Alright, now the one thing I didn't mention to you, I apologize about this, there are feet on the bottom of the recorder. They're on the back of the recorder. So the buttons are labeled toward the top, or not labeled, my gosh. The buttons are on the top of the recorder, right? They're on the front of the recorder with the screen. The labels are on the feet. Why do I have labels in my head? I apologize. The feet are on the back. There are 4 little rubber feet. So this recorder is pretty good about not sliding around. The DS30 kind of slides around. But I'll play a little bit of this for you here. I'm going to hit stop. Oops, I can't. I locked the recording. My goodness, Sean. There we go. Alright, I'm going to hit stop now. Now I'm going to hit play. There we go. Now it is recording, and now should be recording using the... So now you can hear, as you can hear, the microphone's a little bit low for smart mode. The left microphone. Sorry, I just paused it by accident. If I touch it. Yep, there's the left microphone right there. So you can see that I'm holding it. I'm accidentally, let's say I jiggle it. It's not going to be It's very low. But that's fine. I can turn up the recorder, because I don't know how high this recorder is on headphones anyway. I'm going to turn up the volume of the recorder.
And I do this anyway, even if smart mode has set a correct volume. I turn the volume up on the mic by pressing the right arrow. I press it a few times.
Oh, I'm going to turn the recorder down because it's going to get really loud.
Just turning it up gradually. There we go. Yes. Okay, so it has turned it up. I can definitely tell if I move the recorder around. I don't think I'm not hearing anything. No, not it's not horribly sensitive like the DS30. Excuse me. But I am going to just make sure that the microphone's all the way turned up. It is. So now I'm gonna put this recorder on hold. There we go. And now I'm just talking, and it's pretty neat actually. I'm gonna set the recorder on the table.
This is one thing I wanted you guys to look at.
The one thing I didn't mention to you, I apologize about this. There are feet on the bottom of the recorder. They're on the back of the recorder, so the buttons are labeled.
Okay, and that's when I kind of goofed and said labeled, but you can hear that sounds really good for internal microphones. I'm going to delete that recording.
Erase mode.
So we're on file erase mode. We can go up.
Start erase.
We'll go down.
Cancel erase.
I'm going to start erase.
Start erase finished.
You can also do partial erase as well. That's more of an advanced feature as well, but you can do partial erase. So that is kind of neat. With that, I believe you do have to be in WAV mode, but that's fine. This is a pretty neat recorder. I really like it. Let me just pause the recorder. I'm going to come back to you with my thoughts. Okay, folks. Thanks for sticking in with me here. My final thoughts and opinions. What recorder would I get? And let's say you have a question. You're like, I'm confused. They both sound cool. They both talk. If you are just a beginner, and this is me being honest. If you are just a beginner, I get the DS30. I used, for my first podcast ever, I used the recorder with the the DS30. I don't know why LS is popping in my brain. In fact, let me show you just a little bit of what my first podcast, because I told you all I was a podcaster for 11 years this March, is when I had stopped due to funds. But let me show you a little bit what that podcast first sounded like. It was kind of horrific. It kind of hummed. But I'm just going to show you the beginning of that podcast to prove, yes, I did use this digital recorder. The digital recorder is not where you're going to hear that hums. It was the Toshiba laptop I had. But I just want to show you what a beginner at the time started out with. And this is a really good recorder. I'm not knocking either of these recorders. They're really good recorders. But I just want to play a little sample of the first podcast I ever did. And let's put it this way. It was good enough it made it on main menu, ACB radio main menu. So hold on. I'm going to pause the recording, get my stream, which is nearby, and I'm going to show you what that sounded like. Just a little tiny clip. Again, the humming that you'll hear in the short clip is going to be from my Toshiba laptop.
End of book.
Oops, sorry.
Hello there, and welcome to this audio podcast of the Samsung Gleam.
That, again, was a very loud computer, but that was the recorder I was using. I was recording I was using the DS30 digital recorder. Hang on, I'm going to pause while I put the stream away, and I'll be back. So, as I was saying, it's a great beginning recorder, even to maybe middle individuals recorder. If you want to get more advanced, or if you like all the settings that you saw, or if you like that it even says that the battery level is high, the LS14 is a great option as well. So the LS14 I'd say is more for the more I want to get into serious recording type of people, or the DS30 could be something like, okay, I want to take notes and I want to, have a good, I want to have a, physical switch to turn up my microphone. I want to be simplistic. If you're one of those individuals, then the DS30 may work for you. The simplistic part of having a physical microphone switch. So, two options to think about: simplicity. If you want to be very simplistic, obviously, as I stated, go with the DS30. If you want to really get into really, really good recordings, then go with the LS14. So I hope I've provided enough information for you guys to make a good purchase. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to either leave them in the comments below, or feel free to email me if you guys have my email address. And one more note that I did not tell you before I let you go. Another thing is that when you put the hold switch on the DS30, it doesn't say anything. On the LS14, if I haven't already said it, when you hit hold on the LS14, that when you slide the switch up, it'll say hold set. When you slide it down, it'll say hold deleted. So that is one more thing that the LS14 does do. Tells you that the keyboard's locked, basically, and that DS30 does not do. Anyway, as I stated before, I hope that I've given you enough information to make a good purchase decision. And also, as stated before, please feel free to either email me or leave questions in the comments below. Thank you very much for your guys' time. I really do appreciate it. I love making these podcasts for you, as well as presenting to you. And I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. God bless. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.